Once again, let me welcome Mrs. Yankey of A's Entrepreneur. My name is Solomon Ajay, and this has been possible by the collaboration of the Ghana Startup Network and then the Ghana Team of Young Entrepreneurs. We want to practically look at the CAP-based support application process. We'll look at how it has gone so far, what is happening now, and the way forward. So, Mrs. Yankey, if you can hear me, please, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So we have a couple of our colleagues joining us, and like I said, this is being recorded for airing later on, and so we will take the discussion right away. We don't have much time. To begin with, let me congratulate you for your efforts in getting this whole initiative done, and it's been challenging, I guess, for you. But so far, so good. Let me find out for you, how has it been so far?
I think that it's been a very interesting process for us here at NBSSI and working to ensure the success of the program. I think that we've learned a lot from the process and understanding where what the needs of Ghanaians are, what the expectations are, and what they are requesting for. Also in terms of the urgency of really pushing this forward and getting it done on a timely manner. So the experience has been very interesting and challenging at the same time.
Wonderful. So far, what have been some of the challenges that you faced and how did you handle them?
I think there's been very many challenges along the way. At the beginning of the program, if you realize when we launched it, some networks were down. So immediately people thought we had, a lot of people say they can't hear me. So I'm going to try and take off the mask. There was someone in my office. So I'll take it off and then see. Okay. So can they hear me now? I hope
yes,
this is...
Please go ahead.
Okay, sure. So at the beginning of the program, as I mentioned, some networks were down. So when people went in, they automatically thought that we had put a stumbling block. So we had to liaise with some of the networks to ensure the success of the program. The other challenge we faced was the number of people across the country who did not have access to stable network and internet, which led to us having to then print paper for those across the nation who needed that support to come on board to build the capacity. Then we also had to look then at those who also, still people saying they can't hear, but let me continue.
Yes, let's proceed,
Okay, then there were those two who had, when we had started applying, they had the system, some people had to apply twice. And in applying twice, you realize that once the system, to avoid fraud, we had put in a stop, where if you apply, you cannot apply a second time. And so that was also a block. Or when they made a mistake, because we were trying to reduce the fraud, then it was difficult to go in. So having to rectify all of this, then there were some fraudulent activities that also came up with people using other people's bank accounts or other people's products to work with. And so all of that, we had people write to us saying that maybe if it was a school, their headmaster had stolen their, all sorts of different things. So all this had to be taken into consideration. Now the challenge was the number of people who had applied and how we work on ensuring that we satisfy as many people as possible, which is what we are currently working on.
All right, so the issue with the fraudulent thing that you just mentioned, how did you determine that some board application have a fraudulent activity or stuff in it?
Because we put measures in the technology, and that's why we push for technology. Because imagine if we had 100,000 applicants and we had paper, we won't be able to catch those who are using the same TIN numbers, the same Momo numbers, the same bank account numbers, all sorts of different things. So as much as possible, what we had to then do was use the technology, and even those who worked on paper, to really migrate that from paper onto the technology to be able to check. And once doing that, we saw it. Also, we made certain references. So we went back to check some of the people who had applied, if they really existed. And so all of that brought to fore what had happened. We also had situations where people were impersonating NBSSI staff and saying they were NBSSI staff and taking a lot of taking money from the people to apply and saying that once you do that, we'll pay you. And so all of these were things that came to mind and we had to address.
Wow, interesting. So people actually, it had like 2 or 3 people applying with the same number.
Oh, we had many various different things like that, of people who had various account numbers and all of that, but we were able to work with.
So how did you rectify it? Did you call them to check whether their number have been mistakenly inputted, or you just assumed they were just fraudulent straight away?
I mean, no, we didn't. I think that that's one of the things, is that the magnitude of the work involved is not a matter of people just applying and then you say that, okay, because you've applied, I'm going to throw the money out there and go. Because if it also gets into the wrong hands, the same people would also attack me and the institution and say, we applied and you gave the money to the wrong person. So what we intended to do was we did further investigation. For some people, we realized that genuinely they did not understand. They had used, mami using miniano momono, and mami, things like that had come up.
Okay.
And then you had people who also went on and they had used it. There are some too who were in a community and somebody was just applying for all of them. So all this, so we did further investigation because we knew that we could not just make assumption based on all of this. And there were some that BNI also caught, so national security had seen, people had reported to national security the challenges they had seen. And so they also wrote to us that they had reprimanded them. So a whole lot of different
So those that you were able to identify as a fraudulent activities or fraudulent data input, what has happened to them?
So with regards to that, I think that, there's always a process to things. So one was really reaching out to national security and BNI. Some of them were caught, some of them they had investigation. So we are going through the process of working on all of that.
And did you at some point delete the applications?
Oh, of course. Why would we keep it on? The whole point is to not bring on board people who didn't have that. So we had a list where we put that to the side so that we could address the ones that are on.
Okay, I think that's fine. So to proceed, if I may ask, how many applicants did you receive in total?
In total, we had over 600,000 applications.
600,000 plus?
Yes.
And how many have been deleted so far from the system?
Oh, no, I think that the number of those who were fraudulent have been moved to the blacklist section. So that's how we work with it.
Okay. Anyway, so far, after the application process, what is happening now?
So after the application process, and even during the application process, what we then did was to start making payments to the micro. We decided that we were going to graduate the payments, because if you have such a number, we have to go through it all and really do a good assessment. So we started with the micro, because that's majority of the funds. So we started about 2 weeks ago. So the disbursements have been ongoing, and some people have received theirs. We'll continue throughout the weekend as well, and next week ensuring that those within the micro. At the same time, whilst we analyze the small and the medium loans, because bear in mind that those ones are bigger amounts, so we needed to do more in-depth analysis. So whilst we started with the micro, we were then going to look at the small and medium as well to be able to move on there. The other thing we also realized was some of the associations had come to us telling us that they had paper applications. So those paper that had been given to the various associations, how to mop it up and bring it together and put it into the system, right, to bring it in there. So we did a mop up. Then we also had people who had written to us who had made mistakes. And there were those who came and said, oh, because they thought there was 10, they might be taxation, so they had underestimated their turnover. And so because of that, the system had automatically pushed them out. So in view of that, they needed to make certain changes. So all of that has been happening in the background whilst we are also accelerating payments for people.
Right. So if I may ask, you said the first set of people have received their payment. what criteria did you use behind the scenes to determine who received and who gets declined?
I think that the beauty of it is that we haven't sent anyone a letter saying that you have been declined, right? And so what we are doing is really going through, in terms of the structures we put in place, in terms of, are you really a micro business? Do you exist? Do you have your TIN? Did your ID verify? In terms of your sales, and doing follow-up as to if your sector had also been impacted by COVID, or if the regions that you were also highly impacted. In some instances, what associations do you belong to, or if not, trade groups, and how things are moving up. So those were all the different processes we took into consideration.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I guess it's been very challenging looking at going through all the over 600,000 applications to get their details and all those checks.
It has been. It's a lot of work, but it is work we have to do.
Right. So you mentioned that the first tranche of payment went to the micro. May I inquire, what is the next group of people who are going to attend it?
I mentioned to you that we have started with the micro. So the first tranche went to the micro. And if you look at Ghana statistics, 80% of the people are micro businesses. So we still have a long way to go with the micro. We still have 100,000 to give in the micro loans. And then as we have that, we also have those who are, how do you call it? We also have the small and the medium enterprises. So the small and the medium enterprises as well, they are the ones that we have to do more analysis, because they are bigger companies from the micro ones. Those ones, the analysis are also ongoing.
Many people still complain that they have not received from your end. And if I may ask, how many people so far have received the loan?
Over 10,000, right? And I think that the question that you asked, like, many people haven't heard from us. I think that the way we worked the system was that if you want, you could go and check with the star. And if nothing has happened, it doesn't show on your platform as anything, or that it has been approved or disapproved. But at some point, everybody will be told as to if you were approved or not approved. And if you are approved, or if you have received, you will get a notification, and would also come and visit your site and see what you're up to.
Oh, so you actually will visit the site before the payment?
No, that's not what I said. I said we will eventually visit your site.
Okay, that's fine. So far, over 10,000 have received. How many more are we expecting to receive?
As I mentioned to you, even under the micro, we have about 100,000 more to give. Yes. So there's a number, there's still a number we are working on.
So, I mean, in total, how many people are waiting to receive at the end of the day?
Sorry?
In total, how many number are we expecting to receive at the end of the day?
Let me surprise you.
We wish we'll get to know the number, so that we expect that other the X number of people are going to receive the funding. Hello, madam, are you there?
Oh, I thought it was a comment.
Well, so you still want to maintain that you're going to surprise us with a number?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
I was asking, how many people are we expecting to receive the loan in total at the end of the day? And then you said you may want to surprise us with a number, is it?
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, so I was pushing that. Is it possible that we can know? So also, so we expect to see about 5,000 or 6,000 people to see the money. Hello, can you hear me, madam?
Yes, I can't hear you. There's music in the background.
Oh, let me check. Those who. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, so I was still working on the numbers. That at the end of the day, we wish we would know. Okay, so we're expecting 5,000, 6,000, or 10,000 people to receive the extra before the whole process ends.
are you talking about 10,000?
Just an example I'm making.
Hello. Hello.
On what I'm saying, that let's wait and get them.
Hello, can you please mute everyone? The host, can you mute everyone, please?
Everyone is muted, I guess. Let me check.
No,
again.
we are getting a lot of feedbacks, please.
A moment, let me mute all again. I think those who joined. Hello, madam, can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's proceed. I think we've muted all of them now, so the noise will be limited. So let me find out. At the end of it all, what will be your success rate? What would determine your success rate per whole this whole process?
I think my success rate or the success rate of NBSSI would be determined by the number of beneficiaries we are able to target, one. Two, I think it would also be the success of the businesses that through this target have been able to sustain their jobs or create employment. That would also be a measure of the success. I think that it would also be the number of businesses that have been able to formalize. And those who are also able to continue to get different supports from NBSSI in the future would be my success for the institution.
As a whole. Okay, but then talking about one of the key success factors being the amount received, many people have complained, those who have seen so far, that they didn't get the amount that they requested. Can you walk us through what informed the decision to give them X amount of what they requested for?
Yes, I think that there's a credit score behind the system, right? And that credit score determines the amounts that people get. So that is one. Secondly, also the people tell us what our needs are, right? So they'll tell us that X, Y, Z, okay? Based on that, we do an assessment. Then you also have people, this is my turnover. If the turnover is within a certain amount, then we have to work within that limit, okay? I also think that we also, as I mentioned at the beginning, the funds are to provide emergency. So as much as possible, considering the numbers that are also applying, we need to think of our brothers and our sisters and think that, oh, if I get some and someone gets some, that's fine. So I didn't know what I asked for. However, I'm happy with what I got.
There's noise at the background.
I asked for more because I thought that they didn't give it to me. Some people will not get what they ask for, others will also guess what they ask for. And it's the same with even going to a financial institution. Or even when you ask your mother for something and she says that, oh, I will give you X and not Y. So as much as possible, I think that we want people to realize these funds are to stabilize us. As we go along, we're also looking for more support that would help build the businesses as well in the future. There are so many ways we want to ensure that everybody benefits from this facility.
Well, so if I may, one of the key things is how many businesses are sustained. Now, assuming my business, I know that per my calculation, I need, let's say, 10,000 to sustain a business, and then I end up receiving 2,000. Don't you think it will affect the business sustainability measure and in turn affect your whole success?
So I think that what we can do is we can always ask if you want it or you don't want the fund, right? That's one. Secondly, as well, I don't think that we'll have such a drastic asking for. That you ask for 10,000 and we're giving you 2,000. And I keep saying that this is for sustainability. If you want to pay some salaries, rent, some raw materials. So it's not now that if you want to build a school or expand your situation, that's what we're looking at. It's to help all of us. And so as much as possible, that's the root decision that we are making. So if I think I will give you 2,000 and won't support your business, we will never do that. Then it's either we don't even give you at all, or we talk to you and say, this is how much, especially for those who are moving towards the smalls and the medium, how much we can give. But as much as possible, we want to be able to support as many people within the remits that we have so that everybody benefits from it.
All right, that is fine. One key question that have come up is, when am I going to hear from NBSSI? When am I receiving my loan? Can you give us a timeline, actually from now till when would at least everybody receive their loan if granted?
As I mentioned to you, we've started the micro. My goal is to work on it and finish it as soon as possible. The small and medium, we have started the assessment, and we work throughout the weekends. We actually work till midnight, trying to ensure that we are able to roll this out quickly for as many people as possible. Yes, some people haven't heard from us. Some hear positively, some will hear negatively, to ensure that everybody who deserves or who has applied will get a response.
Okay, I think that is fine. Maybe people just have to have that patient. But again, one of the key issues that has come up just now is that people applied and they made a mistake in figure. So for instance, I'm typing 1,000, I made it 10. As of now, is there still a chance of me to avoid that error?
I think we closed that window. We actually gave people the opportunity to call and make those changes. You can always send an email, but as much as possible, we saw a lot of that. And that's one of also the bigger challenges. There are some people who put 2 CDs, 19 CDs, all sorts of different things, right? I think some people were initially testing the system to see if it would work. And when they tested it, they realized that the system took so they couldn't go forward. So as much as possible, we gave the opportunity and said, if anybody had a challenge, they should either send an email, go to the nearest business advisory center, tell them, they'll let us know, call the call center, we'll rectify all of that. So we gave the opportunity.
Okay, that's so. You mean for now the opportunity is closed?
But now the opportunity is really, they can always send an email, but it's closed because we want to push disbursement. As you have said, people are waiting for it. So if we keep making changes and trying to sort everybody, even after, since we had pushed, that would be a challenge. We are trying as much as possible to bring, to put the paper applications that have come in earlier into the system, and that's what we hope to do.
Wonderful. Madam, I think our time is fast running. What will be your assurance to everyone who have applied for the loan before I ask you to get ready to wrap up?
I think that one of the most important things is that NBSSI, the government and the president have the interests of Ghanaians at heart. And that's important to think about when you look at SME development. And at the heart of the work we do is to build and strengthen MSME and NBSSI. And it's important to note that even beyond this fund, government has worked assiduously to bring on board other projects businesses can benefit from. We have so many other trainings, so many other programs. Just last week, some of our partners, even outside, supported us to support some businesses in the Western region, of which we also rolled that out. So as much as possible, we'll do our very best to support the businesses, and as much as possible, we'll do our very best to also look for additional, and we have found additional support to also support some of the other partners as much as possible so that we can all be successful together. Because for us at NBSSI, if we have MSMEs that are not strong or don't exist, then we don't have work to ensure the strength and the sustainability of the MSMEs, and we'll ensure that we do that. So I really want to thank them for the patience, understanding, and a lot of prayers. And I'm also asking them to continue to pray for me and my team so that God will guide us and grant us wisdom to be able to do the work that is ahead of us. Thank you very much.
Yes, madam. Before we go, you mentioned a trading component. I just want to find out how far has that been as well as part of the package? You said it was a trading component for some entrepreneurs. How far has that gone so far?
So for the training, I think one of the things we did was to really get an idea of what the training needs are. So for those who went online to apply, there was a questionnaire. So there was a whole question that they answered and said what their needs are. So those are the things that we will do at the end of disbursement. So after we've disbursed the money, we'll provide the technical assistance training to do the follow-up as well. Thank you.
So the training will come after the disbursement? Yes,
please.
Hello, madam?
Yes, please.
I'm asking, so just a confirmation, the training will come after the disbursement, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so, I mean, for those who apply for it, for the training, they will be selected for the training, but not everybody. Okay, I guess our time is up. Let me thank you, Mrs.
I don't think we can, on a scale.
Madam, we are listening, please.
I was saying that we can't realistically do 600,000 persons. So as much as possible, we're going to do the grouping of the people, and then as much as possible for the smalls and the mediums as well, work with them to build their capacity and support them. For those within associations as well, we'll continue to work with them and ensure that they also support us and guide us to be able to provide training to the association.
Okay, that should be great. Madam, one last one before we go. Just last week, we signed an MOU with Food and Drug Authority. Can you please walk us through what that is to the support of the ecosystem? Briefly.
We signed an MOU with Food and Drugs Authority because we realized that majority of the women, and especially the MSMEs we work with, are going and they seek support or recertification from FDA. And over time and over the years, there have been a few challenges, even in terms of timeliness, even getting what they want, the fees they have to pay, all of those things. So the Food and Drugs Authority and ourselves sat down to discuss how do we support MSMEs? How do we build them? How do we ensure that when they go to Food and Drugs Authority, they don't toss them all over the place, they give them access, they reduce the amount of money that they even have to pay. And so that was the basis of the to support our entrepreneurs, those who need a certification, to allow them to export, to access better markets, to grow their businesses. That was the bottom line of it. And that's the beginning of a relationship, of which we'll be rolling out to support a lot of the women-owned and also men-owned businesses.
Wonderful. That is so great. Thank you so much, Madam, for your time. I know you are very busy at the moment, and we thank you for at least 30 minutes with us is very enough. We thank you, and we wish you all the best. If any more questions come up, of course, we'll push it through by the email, and we hope to receive answers as soon as possible.
Thank you very much for your kindness, and have a good day.
Have a great day, Madam. Thank you so much. All right, so colleagues, Madam will take a leave of us. If anybody have got any question, because of time, we couldn't ask extra questions. But if you have any question that we couldn't ask for you, kindly send it in the question box. We'll take it up and then we'll push it through. And for those of you who could not hear us or hear Madam well, based on whatever reasons, apologies. But again, we're going to, this is recorded. We're going to post it on the Facebook page of the Ghana Startup Network. So you can check on the Ghana Startup Network page on Facebook later today, and then you have access to watch the entire competition again. But the key point for what she said was that anybody who has applied, it is going to receive from them, whether you decline or you be accepted, you're going to receive from them, and then they are making sure that at least the majority now full after the funding. So let me thank you all for your time today. We'll see you again somewhere next week. God willing, when we have the next session. Please let's stay tuned. Go to the Facebook page of the Ghana Startup Network, and then just like their page, or send us an email or a message just to be part of the network, and then that'll keep you informed of all that we are doing to support the ecosystem. Once again, I'm thanking you for your time this morning. Do have a great day. My name again is Solomon Aryeh.
For the best.